You guys back. How did it go? I just want to thank you for believing us. I mean, I see the Bank of Hemet. I mean, everyone in here, you have come to us in many, many different times to say, what can we do? So really, really appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and start with North Mountain. Gil, you're up.
I had the privilege of hosting Mr. Phil Birch and Miss Mary Lou Dillard from MSJC and from the United Way. I get to learn about them and the service that they provide to us in our community. And sure enough, we got them out there. We went into a few classrooms, got to observe some of our teachers, watch some of the great things that are going on campus, and then lunchtime hit, and sure enough, I got them out there, and we were watching kids and making sure that our groups were taking care of each other, and we were saying positive things and following our systems and structures and walking on pause and so on and so forth. So I wanted to thank them for being here. I wanted to give them an opportunity to share their experience as well.
Hi. I think with the experience, I always knew how much hard work was involved at the schools. Being in the counseling department at the MSJC, I've seen that having kids in the area, being from this area, graduate of San Jacinto High School, attended De Anza, Monte Vista, so I am familiar with the school districts and the needs that the students have. But it was just, it's a great day. I didn't know this was going on. And so quickly, just the collaboration that's going on now since we've met just because of this day is awesome. And so we'll be reaching with each other and just helping support Gil, and then other ways that we can be included in the community and just creating more opportunities for the kids. But thank you, this was great.
Okay, so I was definitely at the best school. I just want everybody to know that right now. Period. And if anybody was concerned about our future, they probably should just spend some time at San Jacinto Unified, because I think they're in good hands. You know that you guys in many cases are probably the only thing standing between a young person and chaos and darkness. And you guys are just doing a great job. I just enjoyed it all.
Good afternoon, guys. My name is Drew Manti. I'm the principal at Clayton Record Elementary. I had the honor to have Miss Myrna Torres and Mr. Randy Record accompany us today. It was a fun day. We were able to blow the whistle to start the day off and watch 500 kids freeze, which they did, thankfully. And we were able to go through lots of classrooms. We spent a lot of time focusing on our moderate to severe classrooms with our BEST program, which is our emphasis on autism. It stands for Building Essential Skills Together. So I think we had a wonderful afternoon, and I'll let them share their thoughts.
Like you said, I'm Myrna from the Bank of Hemet. And I got to say, I was very impressed because I had 3 boys that went through the San Jacinto school system. My boys are older now. I'm a grandma, so they're in their 30s. I'm not going to give my age away. But, so it was just San Jacinto Elementary and Monte Vista and the high school. So when I went to Record Elementary, I was just impressed. I saw the dedication of the teachers. This principal is amazing. You can see the passion that he has for his students. He calls them by name. And the whole system, the whole structure is so well put together, the way the kids respond, the way they orderly. I think it was wonderful, and I thank Diane for giving me this opportunity to come and see that, because it was great. Thanks again.
So obviously I was very proud to go to Clayton Record Elementary. That's my dad. My grandparents, my parents, me and my siblings, my kids all went through the schools. Vince, my cousin, is still working here, and my nephew is teaching at Record Elementary, and his son's there. It's just, I'm very proud of this school district, and this is how you change communities and get on the right track. Nobody goes anywhere without saying, what are the schools like? So great school. Really appreciate the camaraderie and the way that you work effectively with your faculty and the kids. Great facility. So keep up the good work, and thank you for the opportunity.
We will introduce Margarita Lanier from Park Hill.
So this is Miss Shannon, and this is Mr. Rich. And when we got to Park Hill, we went ahead and just kind of, I showed them the remodernization. So when I was brought in back in June, I think it was, they were remodernizing Park Hill. So we did a walkthrough, and then we went running from there. So we went running to take pictures, and they observed some classrooms. They also observed kinders that ran. We didn't run after them, but we did help with the students. But I'll go ahead and let them tell you the rest.
Hello, everyone. I'm Shannon. I work with BMW Management. We own and operate the Sizzler restaurant in town. We're so excited to be a part of this. And I just wanted to share how impressed I was with the way that the staff, including Ms. Lanier and all of the faculty, handle the kids. I mean, not only the runners like she talked about and just the grace and the love, but the camaraderie, as was spoken of earlier, and respect for each other and respect for the children and what they're doing there. We did get to observe a teacher as well as several classrooms, and I was just blessed. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
Hi, Rich Piper. I'm with the Healthy Valley Foundation, and I was unaware that they were able to clone people nowadays, because this young lady here is a Diane in the making right here. She is definitely an all-star. I've been around principals before, and this one's a good one. I don't remember elementary school. I went there in the 50s. So it's a lot different than it is today. And I was just overwhelmed by the passion, the patience, and the dedication of these teachers, and how they work with these kids, and how aware they are of each child's need at that particular time. And you could tell that they think about what they're doing on a daily basis with each child, and it is making a difference. And I thank Margarita for taking us around and showing us what's going on at her school and the rest of the school. Thank you.
He's funny, too. He's full of jokes. You got to talk to him.
I'm Courtney Hall. I'm the interim principal at San Jacinto High School. Very proud to be there. And I was lucky enough to have Lieutenant John Salisbury and Abe Arroyo from Walmart, the general manager at Walmart, and Lieutenant Salisbury is the chief here in San Jacinto. We got to highlight the amazing things we have going on at the high school and some of our amazing construction projects. They got to see some amazing instruction and got to talk to a lot of kids. Did some recruiting also, trying to hire our kids right now for some stuff. We had a great day. Lieutenant Salisbury said there's no better way he wanted to celebrate his birthday, which was today. I had to throw it out there. But they both grew up here in the Valley. Abe's coming back to the Valley from up north, and so super excited to just kind of bring them back and tell them what San Jacinto is all about. So.
All right, so my name's Abe Arroyo. I manage the San Jacinto Walmart here around the corner. It's good to be back in the Valley. I would just tell you that one example of that would be we also ran into one of my employees. He's a minor. His name's Eric. He works there. Probably the most respectful 16-year-old, 17-year-old, I should say now, that I've ever met. I think if I put an image of me when I was 17 next to him, I'd be pretty embarrassed of myself. But I think that's a credit to the school and the environment that you guys are creating there at San Jacinto High School. And just super impressed with, I mean, we walked into the gym and I felt like I was at a Division I, collegiate atmosphere walking into the gym, and just the environment that you guys are providing there. And the same with the culinary arts. Just some things where, you kind of can share with the kids that they don't have to be a victim of the environment that they're in, that we can provide great resources and great education for them. And I think that's really something that's, that I came to admire today about the school district and what you guys are doing in San Jacinto High School. So thank you.
Thank you. This is the second time I've had the opportunity to be the principal for their day. I had a great time this afternoon, this morning. Principal Hall was a lot easier on me than Principal Luna. She had me running. She had me running all morning. In fact, I was trying the last time to come up here and eat, and she's like, "No, we got work to do. You got more work to do. We'll go over there in a little bit." But I want to thank the school district and obviously the officers of the board and just the community and all the community leaders that are inside this room and the principals here for just the opportunity to do this and bring all these people together and get to really see what goes on inside of the educational environment. The high school especially, it's like its own little community. It really is impressive. I have to tell you, Abe touched on some of the things that are going on over there. The ROTC program, I mean, there's almost 200 kids in that program. That's amazing to see that kind of participation. The weight room, the new aquatic center going in, and just the compassion that is evident everywhere at the high school, at every level. The students engage you. We had an opportunity to look at the forensic anthropology program. Is that right? Biomedical. And by chance, they were doing blood splatter analysis. So it was awesome to see them doing this, and I was doing some recruiting. These kids have they have a lot of aspirations, and it was really a good time, and I appreciate it, and it's impressive. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Juan Peñalosa. I'm the principal of San Jacinto Elementary School, and with me I have Tino Hernandez from Safe Routes to School, and I did have Mr. Juan Carlos, the owner of Emilio's, but the margarita mix was running real low, so he had to run to the restaurant. So he wasn't able to join us this afternoon, although he said he had a great day. Today we had a real great day. Like Diane said, it's one of those days where everything went very well. The last 3 times we've done Principal for a Day has been some of the smoothest days ever. So when I knew it was going to be Principal for a Day, I thought, okay, I'm going to have a great day today. We got to see collaborative meetings. We got to see classrooms. We got to sit in on an office meeting. They were introduced to our IB program at our school site. But enough of me. I'll let Mr. Hernandez continue.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Tino Hernandez, and I work for an organization called Safe Routes to School. And I've been to the school sites here in San Jacinto. I've met with a lot of the principals, a lot of the staff. We try not to bother the principals because we know they're busy. I didn't really know in depth what they do, and I sometimes think, okay, how busy can they be? So doing their walking at the school sites today, I realize everything that you guys are doing. So thank you very much what you do and the time you invest in the students. But more than anything, what I see is the relationship that the teachers or the staff, they're building with the students. It wasn't like that when I was going to high school or when I was going to school. Anytime they said you're going to principal's office, you were in trouble. So seeing the principal actually know your name and talking to the students on a one-on-one basis, it was nice. And to see that they're actually trying to prevent or come up with solutions to better their lives is actually a great thing. So thank you very much, everybody, and thank you for inviting me.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tyler Brent, principal of Megan Cope Elementary. I really enjoyed our time that we had today because not only was I able to show off a great school, I got some history from these gentlemen because they grew up here in the Valley. So between Mr. Smith and Mr. Hickson, I got some family stories. And being the new kid on the block, I cherish those. Those are nice because it really made me appreciate the Valley even more. But we had a great day. We started the day with a whole school assembly, and I got them involved in that, and I think they had fun with it. We were able to get to get a sample of almost all of our grade levels, and I think they got a flavor of what I do, and they saw me delegate all the fun stuff to the assistant principal today. So we got to have fun and have lunch.
We're showing off what we got and wanted to know if you guys got even close to this for presents. Now we're bragging. These are thumbprints from the dual immersion class, as I recall. It was a very impressive class to see also, and we are very honored to have that. All you know, my view of the school is going to be a little bit different than most of you coming here just because I am involved. So I was even hesitant whether or not to take the time to do it. Going to Megan Cope, I found to be very touching. A couple of you know here, I have been involved in a couple of elections, and Megan Cope was my very first one. So to go there and think that you touched someone of that positive of a magnitude, it was touching. You know, I was really glad of that. Now, on a more serious note, what goes on there at that school, I did. I walked in there with lots of questions. I had all the facts. I was prepared because we all know that Megan Cope has kind of been a little rocky for a while. And all of the answers was so impressive, I cannot believe it. Where that place is at is going forward in a positive way. You walk into the classrooms, we did not walk into one where we had students that weren't engaged. I didn't expect the classrooms to be that well maintained, nor organized, nor focused. It was very impressive what was going on there. Sure, there's things that I could run around there and pick apart, and it's like, how do you do this? Because as Sherry says, I have the 60,000 foot level view. And yeah, I had that over there. But also from that point of view, the way that campus is laid out and what they do, it's very, very good. And I was very honored to be there.
I'm Brian Hickson, and I'm with a company called Highland Fairview. We own the big Skechers building out there in Moreno Valley, so that's kind of my history. I'm an engineer by degree. But as Ty said, our first encounter there really was the assembly out in the yard there, and 1,000 kids all sitting around. I thought, how's he going to do this? And he had them paying attention and into it right away. And I thought, this guy's amazing. He truly does have the best program. That was for you. Yeah. Did I say that well? Okay. All right. But also, like Calvin said, it was just so impressive. You walk in and out of these classrooms, you see the teachers, you see how they take their job serious. It's their passion and just their different styles of how they teach. But as he said, every classroom, the students were engaged. It was so refreshing. It gives you a whole new outlook on life and the future and the future of, you know, this community and really our state and our nation. You know, there really is hope. There was one other thing I was going to touch on. And I was shocked. I think it was mentioned earlier about the academic levels and stuff. And you walk into these classrooms, they're talking about cumulative, associative, you know, distribution properties. And these kids, fifth graders, are describing this to the teacher. And I'm like, shoot, I'm an engineer. I didn't learn this until, you know, junior college or something. It was amazing. So fantastic job. The district should be so proud of themselves, and particularly here with Ty and what he's doing for that school. Really enjoyed it.
So we had an amazing day at the Nest because we are the best. You guys keep saying that, but we're the best. Yes, best. But I had two amazing people with me. I had Dr. Watson, she's from RCOE, and I had Mr. Lineberger from the community pantry. So Dr. Watson, it brought back memories to her when she was a principal. So she gave me a couple of tips and ideas that I can do to increase parent engagement and then just focus on the students. And then we are going to partner on a couple of activities with some of our Eagle Elites and so do some community events. So they took the ground running. They started off with our morning meetings, and then we did an assembly, and they just jumped right in and took over. So I'm going to let them share.
Well, this was a great opportunity to say thank you to the San Jacinto Unified School District for this opportunity. Hilma Griffin-Watson, I work for the Riverside County Office of Education and the Leadership Institute. Love this district, love this district. But my time at SJUSD was amazing. I relived my 8 years as principal from the very beginning, and what an amazing, I actually saw myself in her. It was awesome. The positive and all of the effort that goes into create an environment that is really positive for kids, from every classroom with a mission statement, even their library with a mission statement, focusing on attendance. 9 kids in the whole school absent today. I mean, that's incredible. So a lot of focus on positive. Saw a STEAM classroom, second graders doing some engineering today. So just amazing, amazing, amazing work. Focus on results, focus on student needs. They use every space in that building for learning. And it was just amazing. You're doing a wonderful job. If I could be of any help, please contact me.
Estudio? Estudio. Now, we're going to put this to rest. All the creatures, two-legged, with wings, four-legged, there's only one creature that can soar, and that's the eagles. So this school is the best because we can soar. right? There's no questions about it. It's in the discussion, so the rest of you don't come up and tell us how good you are. The pictures were nice, don't get me wrong. But this is better, the 7 effective habits that I need to read and learn personally and in the business of running the pantry. This is what's awesome. As I explained to you, who cares if George Washington crossed the Delaware? Who cares if he chopped down the cherry tree? Teaching kids social, teaching kids to be leaders. That's what I got out of this. And it was power and it was awesome. Because if we can't teach them to love themselves, respect themselves, to become leaders, what hope do these kids have? I mean, let's look at what we're in. Let's see society. I run the community pantry. Some of you may know what we see, but until you come down and see, it's disheartening. It hurts. But to see the kids that come to school may be the only time they get that love and that attention. That's what she gives. She gives it, the staff gives it. That's what impressed me. We will love these kids 5 days a week. We'll pray for them on the weekends, and we'll love them the next 5 days. That's what I got. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm Mrs. Armijo from De Anza Elementary, and we had Megan James with us, who's from Les Schwab Tires, and we had an awesome morning. I think, like you said, when it's principal for a day, everything just goes smooth. It's like we need one of those every single day. But I think it just helps having that other person there and getting to kind of witness everything. So we came in and kind of got our day going with our morning assembly. We welcome kids out at the bus loop and making sure those parents follow our lovely driving rules. And then we went out to the assembly, and Megan got to help with honoring our students of the week and kids being caught being good. We met with our office staff and just got to walk through a lot of our classrooms, and we just kind of popped into different ones so that she could kind of get a glimpse of what's happening at De Anza. So I'm going to let her share her experiences.
Hi. At first, I want to say thank you for letting Les Schwab be a part of this. This is absolutely something that us at Les Schwab strive to be a part of. This is something that we are very passionate about, and I know that as being one of those students in Bend, Oregon that Les Schwab helped out. So to be a part of this is awesome. I get to give back the way they gave to me. So honestly, I'm shocked. I'm a mom of 4, so I drop my kids off and it's bye, love you, see fun, you know, go, have a good day. I did not understand at all what you guys go through because I'm always going, hey, you got my kids for the next 8 hours, have fun. So to be a part of that, see that you guys are doing the free range seating where the kids get to sit in different areas in the classroom. I don't think I saw one kid that wasn't involved in doing what they needed to do. I mean, they sat there, they had the rocking chairs, they were comfortable, they were doing what they needed to do. And to be a part of that, see that, meet the mental health staff there, that was big. I mean, she had board games, she had things to interact with the kids. And like I said, I'm just a mom. I dropped my kids off. I didn't know that there was so many children that needed help. I mean, my kids are fed and out the door. So to see that and be a mom and be a part of that, thank you. I can't thank you enough to be able to see that and know that there are people out there that care. So, sorry, I'm not going to cry. So, thank you.
Once again, I'm Colonel Sick, and the leadership capacity is mine. It was my privilege to host Tony O'Neill there, and I'm going to just turn it over to Tony, and he can explain what he saw today to include our lockdown drill.
Well, thank you for having me, and the name of the school says it 100%. However, I wanted it to say Kenny Reed Leadership Academy because I nominated Kenny Reed for the name of the school, but they chose San Jacinto, and it is what it is. I serve with Kenny Reed on the Education Foundation. I am also a Rotarian, and so I got to see some of the things today. Very, very impressive, heartfelt from the staff. The leadership really says everything about it. Everything, it feels like a team. It's one for all and all for one. In the Education Foundation, one of the teachers, Mr. Hilke, he puts in for his mini grant, and he was showing us some of the projects that the mini grant that the Education Foundation has purchased for him, which I was very proud of because I voted positively to do the money. Then I was thinking of what students there are going to take advantage of some of the scholarships that Rotary puts out, and I was just kind of picking them out. Now, next Thursday, I'll be representing the Education Foundation at Sizzler, and I'm kind of thinking of which kids that are going to be becoming the Student of the Month. So I'm trying to pay attention to everything that they're all doing and seeing which ones are going to be coming up. I was very, very, very impressed. Very impressed. Thank you very much.
Hello, everybody. Janet Kovacevic. I also have the best school, like everybody else. Let's just own it. We all have a best school. So we had a very interesting day today. We started off with the counseling office and then an impromptu parent meeting that my principals for a day, it was Andrew Vallejos and Mr. Rob Johnson, they thought it was set up, like they thought it was just staged and it was real. They weren't believing it. The parent meeting, yes. It looked fake. We went into some classrooms. We went into some classrooms and they got to see our advanced robotics lab. We even found about 3 minutes to get in trouble a little bit. And I don't know if we're out of trouble yet, but I'll let Rob Johnson talk. No, you know what? Andrew's not here, so we're blaming Andrew.
Hi, pardon me. Good afternoon, Rob Johnson. I'm the city manager here in San Jacinto. My second year being able to do this, and my favorite male principal, Colonel Sick, and my favorite female principal, Janet Kovacevic. Great day today. What's really unique to see when you hang out with the principal, and you all did this today, so you all know, is the care and effort and relationships that they have with each of the kids. So we get out of the car, we're walking up, and here comes a straggler. And Janet immediately says, "Hey, what are you doing? Where are you at? Why aren't you in class? What's going on?" And we usher him into the office. We get him checked in, and I'm like, "Wow, she knew the kid's name." Well, you know when that happens, right? They're either on one side of the spectrum or the other side of the spectrum, right? Those pesky kids in the middle that do what they're told probably don't know who they are, but but the high ones and the lower ones, right? Those are the ones that seek attention. Unfortunately, at times. We went into several classrooms. We saw the robotics. They're working on taking some robotics and creating different effects by them. One of them had a very large spider that they were going to connect all the 8 legs to and make it move. The other ones were using a box to have something pop up out of a box. The other ones were creating a race car that was going to be inside a box that then they could drive as fast as they can and make a box look like it was roaming around campus. So that was really fun. Went into a couple of history classes, and what's really great is the collaboration between the history teachers in teaching the same things at the same times, so that if kids are moved from classroom to classroom, there's that simplicity of how do I get engaged and how do I understand kind of where we are in the curriculum. So. And then she did say that if she finds that there is not collaboration, she creates the collaboration. So that was good. So leader among leaders, I appreciate the time. Thanks.
Hello, everybody. I have to say these two ladies are very lovely, and I have to say they did the exact same thing as they did last year, but in heels. Very, very impressive. Very, very impressive. Got to know them really well. I got to see how passionate about the site and about our kids. And I have to say that Katie and Brittany brought it on this morning. You did too last year. You were awesome as well. We got to be able to go into our PEP assembly. They were part of that this morning. We were in PLCs, so they kind of know what professional learning communities are. We talked about essential standards and the learning targets. We did also discipline. We did a little bit of discipline, and we also went into classrooms and did some observations, and they were able to see how we provide feedback for our teachers as well. So I'll let them give a little bit of what happened at Hyatt this morning.
I'm Brittany. I work for Kyocera. We've been partnered with San Jacinto for about a year. We've had the privilege of being involved in their Student of the Month. You hear stories from all the students about how they've had an impact by some individual at the school level, but today really put it in perspective of how closely the staff works with all of the students, how it takes that one person to change the mindset for a student that may not have that example at home. And she is amazing. The involvement that the students just gravitate towards her when we were walking on campus. We had explained that it's such a good thing because usually when students go to the principal's office, they think they're in trouble. But it really felt like a place of like safeness for the students, like home, which I'm in shock of some of the things I've heard and saw today. And so thank you so much for this opportunity. We look forward to getting more involved with you guys. So thank you very much.
Thank you. My name's Katie. Excuse me, my voice is a little rough. I had so much fun today. Thank you so much for this opportunity, not only for Katie from Kyocera, but Katie the mom and Katie the person. It was a lot of fun, and what really struck me were two things. There's a much greater need than I was aware of, and Brittany and I have a heart for students and for different reasons, and we are engaging our company to do that too. And so we've been developing a program where we can help in further ways besides Student of the Month reach out. Brittany knows this to be true. I tell very quietly, we work in the education team, so that's all we do is work with schools, that this is my very favorite district. And today even just exemplified that further. When we're walking to the school and everybody knows everybody's names, nobody knew my name. You know, I grew up in Poway in a great school district. Nobody knew my name. No principal asked me how I was doing ever. No offense to them, it was a different time. But what I'm really struck with is there's a great need here, and the level of love and community that I saw today at Hyatt is seriously bridging a gap for these kids. And it's not only the kids, it's not only the students, but it's their parents who possibly could be in a hopeless situation. And we spoke many times today, by bridging the gap for one kid, showing one kid a different way of life, changes a legacy for an entire family, and therefore changes the legacy of a community, and why not the world? So I commend all of you for all that you do. It's truly a work of love at Hyatt. I'm very impressed with the academics. I'm very impressed with the care and the love. And I think it's a beautiful marriage and a necessary marriage. And it's happening here. So thank you so much.
So Mr. Dean Wetter from Valley Wide got to be part of the team over at Professor Swanson's School for Exceptional Children, formerly known as Mountain View. He had a great day over there, but I'm going to let him tell you about it because every day is a great day when you are with me.
Well said. I want to start out by saying if you could join me in thanking the wonderful staff and support structure here at San Jacinto Unified, not just for a great lunch, but for a great experience. Thank you very much. For those of you who might be a little bit nerdy and follow some of the best business models that we have in our nation, Southwest Airlines, recently Gary Kelly came out with a study that said 70% of his staff say that it is their purpose to work for Southwest Airlines. And what I saw today, under your leadership, 100%, without a doubt. And I am completely touched. And it starts at the board, it works from the top to the superintendent and down through the culture at San Jacinto Unified School District is absolutely astonishing. One of the first times I met Diane, she said, "We don't do hard work, we do heart work." And I've stolen that, by the way. I see a lot of similarities between the organizations and the market that we serve, the people we serve, the families we serve. There's no doubt in my mind, you are saving lives.
I want to just say thank you to everybody. For me, means a lot. Hear what I hear from others besides the principal is very important. And the most important thing, we are here united to success. The main leaders from our San Jacinto community are here because you are great, because you had take the time for free to come and serve and watching our success. Success are from our kids all the way to the top, our administrators, our kids, everybody here. So I really appreciate it. It means a lot for me, for the board, for every one of you, because I'm going to see you as a working day by day, the district water, the bank, Calvin, everybody here in the gym. So I have a lot of respect for you, and you take the time and share with our kids what they've been doing day by day with the struggles, suffering different ways, and you are here for them. Thank you so much because you care, and I have all my total respect for you. Thank you so much.